My name is Evan Perez, and that name can be a boy or a girl's name, but it's said that the boy's version has a slight bit of a feminine touch to it. I'll tell you how my name was about to be different, what my first name stands for, how it can be annoying to be named Evan, the origins of my last name, and finally I'll tell you what some people call me at school, or in other words, my nickname. First off, my name could be a girl's name. In my opinion, Evan is more of a boy's name, and that would make sense to me because I've been a boy forever. But some people also think that it could be a girl's name or a boy's name because Evan in the Bible is a boy. I do know one famous person named Evan though, and her name is Evan Rachel Wood, and that's really the only famous girl named Evan that I know. There's a good chance that my name was actually going to be Ethan and not Evan. My dad used to be in the military, and when he was, my mom met her best friend at the time, and her best friend had two kids, one kid named Alex and one kid named Evan. So my mom was like, if I name my kids the same as hers, then that would be kind of cool because they're best friends. But she had some mixed thoughts about that after she named the first boy Alex, and the second boy she didn't want to go exactly the same because she had some mixed thoughts about it, so she named the second boy Ethan instead. And then she was like, the third one's definitely going to be Evan. And then that's whenever I ended up coming along. The name Evan actually means God is gracious, which makes sense because even though I'm not God, I do think I'm gracious. The name can also mean young warrior, and I think that also has to do a lot with what I like to do when it comes to the things that I really love doing in life, which is like sports or something, and like a warrior, you'd never give up. Sometimes it's annoying to be Evan though, because in school other people have very similar names, like for instance, Kevin and Devin, and every time people say those names, I think they're talking to me, but they're not. No, basically, being named Evan just turns into an endless amount of head turns and unneeded energy towards listening to people when you think they're talking to you, but they're actually not. My last name can be traced back to Spain. The name also means son of Pero or Pedro. Perez is a bit of Portuguese too, which makes sense because my dad's mom is actually Portuguese, so it would make sense that my name is Perez and it comes from Portugal. Sometimes people at school call me Ev, which is something that one of my assistant baseball coaches started a long time ago, and ever since then a couple other coaches caught on to it too, and some of my friends also call me that, but very few of them, and not everybody really knows that that's a nickname for me. That's all I have to tell you about my name and a few things that you can use to remember it. First, I told you how my name was almost Ethan instead of Evan. Next, I shared my first name's deeper meaning, the origins of my last name. I explained what people call me at school. The experience creating this has been amazing since I learned things that I'd never known about my name. And I hope that this speech makes it easier for you to remember my name.